What's up, people? Thank you for tuning in to A Show Has No Name. Still nameless, but we're here in good spirits. It's Cass and Jay. What's up, Cass?
Nothing much. A lot of adult busy stuff going on today, but I'm
That
out
adulting.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still out here providing my input and my information out for these people tonight.
And that sounds very wonderful. Um, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot has happened over the last few days in wrestling.
You could say that again.
We have Roman Reigns getting
Oh dear
busted
God.
for a wellness policy violation.
Why don't you just go ahead and just put a mugshot over him for all intents and purposes? Because Jesus Christ.
Wouldn't that be funny though? Like if WWE actually did that, like every time somebody got hit with the wellness policy violation, put a mugshot up on the
Well,
website.
Adam Rose, I don't know if you know, he just recently had a T-shirt taken out of his mugshot on Pro Wrestling League T, so I wouldn't put it past him.
So did he actually put it up there himself?
Yeah.
Wow, that's fucking shameless. Because didn't he get arrested for like domestic violence or something like that?
Yes, people, this is what we got going on in the world of wrestling. People getting arrested,
2016, man.
wrestlers getting arrested. We got wrestlers getting suspended for an amount of days for unreasonable stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Okay, I guess we could talk about this Roman Reigns thing. I've talked about it already on PWF Empire Live and separately, but do you have anything to add for this Roman Reigns news?
Not really much. Not really anything new from what everybody else has been saying. Not just you guys, but from pretty much everybody all week. And it's
Yeah.
just like it's just terrible for him because again, this is a guy who has been trying to get on the. This is a guy that the company is behind. Let's just face it. Like they
Yeah.
want him to be in the main event scene, and for this kind of stuff to happen, it's just terrible. I mean, at least it's only 30 days. I've actually wanted to take a peek at the wellness policy myself, and the fines for certain things that you would think that you would get suspended for longer terms is actually shocking to me. So
Yeah, for example, with weed, like you get only a $2,500 only a $2,500 fine, but yeah,
yeah,
you get
yeah.
fined for weed. And the funny thing about it is, if you are doing like synthetic weed, that'll actually get you a suspension. So doing the real stuff, fine. Fake stuff, suspension. Like reading the wellness policy is very fascinating how everything
Yeah,
works.
it's like you gotta like really pay attention for like what WWE like really looks for. But at least this kind of proves that their wellness policy is legit. Because
Yes.
because it's like one of those things like where you hear wrestlers get suspended, but no, 9 out of 10 times it's usually the guys that I mean, let's face it. I mean, 9 out of 10 times these days, like the big top guys don't really get suspended. It's mainly like the mid card or the jobber type guys that really get suspended. And you don't really care as much. But it comes to Roman Reigns, since he's such a big part of WWE right now, trying to be pushed in the main event scene. Everybody's just all freaking out.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you mentioned that because that's something that I actually wanted to mention too. Like, if nothing else has convinced you that the wellness policy is legit, Roman Reigns, the guy that runs around saying that I am the guy, and
Yeah.
he's been pushed as such by the powers that be in WWE. And the powers that be in WWE, they're the ones that had to make the decision okay, we're going to release this information. He failed the wellness policy, and boom, like he got hit for it. So I guess this reflects positively on someone like a John Cena because there are so many folks out there who just can't fathom this guy is working all of the damn time, flying all over the country, flying all over the world. He came back from China recently, so this guy is working all of the time, flying all over the world. There's no way he has time to get those muscles naturally and shit.
Yeah,
Apparently,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's just kind of weird because it's like when it comes to like little prescriptions and all that mess, it's like wrestlers go through pain on a every day pretty much. They go through pain like this every day, and it's a weird situation because it's like again they got to take this unless they're prescribed by their doctors, which I've actually found out they have like I think it's at least 72
yep,
hours to bring
72
like
hours.
72 hours to bring a notice in. So it's like you gotta like for them, it's like really be careful with that stuff. But I will say though, at least he came on Twitter of all places and actually manned up and
Mm-hmm.
actually owned up to this because you can tell that in his tweet that it was basically he personally made that decision. So, but what sucks, what I kind of find weird is the fact that like people are still gonna shit on him when he comes back. That's the issue that I have is the fact that like seriously, it's like
This gives him more fuel to continue doing it.
it does. Which by the way, real quick, on an unrelated note, what Roman Reigns said this past Monday Night on Raw by telling the crowd just to sit their asses down and just drink your beer. I love that line so
Yeah.
much. I'm like, can you please do more of that? And actually, funny thing is, I just got finished watching SmackDown. Hashtag SmackDown matters.
It will in,
But
a few weeks.
I, it's still real to me. Damn it. But yeah, just recently, saw when I saw the opening, they posted up the graphic of the triple threat match and the graphic in the main event before Rollins and Zayn went underway. Apparently, he's still in the match now. You might find this weird, but I actually would probably, if it was up to me, he would not be in that match.
That's tough because I'm quite sure WWE knew about the wellness policy violation
Yeah, they
before
had to.
the world found out about it on Tuesday, and they made a
Mhm.
conscious decision to book that match, even with them knowing that Roman Reigns was going to be away. And for all of the people saying that him getting suspended, this is a clear indication that the match is going to happen at SummerSlam. His suspension started and it will stop before Battleground. He won't be able to be
Yeah,
on TV to build it up, but he technically
yeah.
could make the show and still
Yeah,
have the match.
it's true. He technically could make that show, but again, I feel as if it would kind of if we just let WWE kind of slide with
Mm-hmm.
this stuff from a fan's perspective. When we watch, it's like how can you build towards a triple threat with just pretty much the two same people who we had to go through a terrible feud for a little bit in 2014 and not so good in 2015. So I don't know if you really want to like build up a triple threat match with doing it just that way. Plus, we've seen Rollins and Ambrose like before, so it's like,
Mm-hmm.
what can they do more with these guys that hasn't been done? But I guess the reason, but I think we all think that the reason why they're doing this is because of the brand split happening.
Yeah.
And also when it comes to him not being in that match, I feel as if you put him in that match, it might put off a weird vibe because it's like again, like, and Jay, you actually mentioned this last week on how this could possibly be the Roman haters to use this as fuel to put more fire on because they're gonna like go off and say like the only reason why is this guy in a world championship match
Mm-hmm.
about 4 or 5 days later, but he was suspended for something that he shouldn't have done. And not only was he not there to do most of the build, in their eyes, they're gonna see that it's probably him getting a free pass. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what WWE is thinking. And plus, you gotta think they can't use no injury angle for this one because it's already out.
Yeah.
Nobody's not gonna
Everybody
buy. So
knows.
it's like yeah. So it's like they can't use any type of angle to write him off. So to
Yeah,
speak.
so
They
it's
can't
like
even.
they're either gonna have to. I don't even know what the either is. Like it's
Yeah,
some
there's none.
yeah,
There's pretty
act
much
like he
none.
doesn't exist, or I guess act like he doesn't exist until the match, or mention the fact that he's suspended. So there's not much that they can really do to handle that. But viewing this from a storyline perspective, and there's like so many different angles that you can explore this from. For all of the people out there thinking that this is no big deal, because I think it was either Lucas and or Steven on PWF Empire Live.
Both of them probably.
They were like, oh, don't over. This is nothing to overreact to. Like this has ramifications that will like last. We may not know how long they're gonna last, but I guess it's a situation where um people aren't looking at it this way because it's not as if we're going to live in some alternate universe where we
Yeah.
can say, okay, well, what would have happened if Roman Reigns was on TV? But you have to look at it from this perspective. Roman Reigns knows Dean Ambrose, knows Seth Rollins. There's a whole hell of a
Yeah.
lot of history that they can play off of on TV. Roman
A
Reigns is
lot.
going to miss out on the build to this match. He's going
Hmm.
to miss out on working with people on a week to week basis that
That he
he's
could probably be
comfortable
comfortable
with.
with.
Exactly. That's what he's going to miss out on. He's going to miss out on working with people he's comfortable with. He's going to miss out on that Shield dynamic and people getting excited for just simply seeing all of these guys in the same ring. And as much as people have been craving for this Shield match for years, that is going to do wonders for the people involved in it. And for Roman Reigns to go out and be taken out of that, and they can't use him at all. It's not like WWE could do some shit where it's like, we're gonna air video packages of
Yeah, they
Roman
can.
Reigns because you can't record, you can't do anything with the guy. You can't do
Yeah.
he is not gonna have any interaction with them at all,
And
and
then
that is gonna damage his character, or at least it prevents his character from reaping the
and
benefits
also
that would come with him working with these guys.
and also it kind of and also I don't want
And
like
as Drago
all.
Lair said, he's gonna miss the draft as well.
Oh that choose that's gonna be interesting definitely on that night. And also it goes back to like I just hope that wrestling fans aren't willing to sacrifice. Because here's the thing: if this is a match that we've been wanting to see for so long, then as a fan, I'm willing to say yes. I take him out of the match specifically just to make an example out of the locker room. But that's
That
just
would
me.
be huge.
That would be my thing. And also, I as a fan, I would rather if since Roman Reigns is suspended, I'd rather sit through Rollins and Ambrose at Battleground, which would probably be the most sensible thing they could do if they did take him out of the match, if that ever gets to that point, and then just do the match at SummerSlam. Plus, it's on a bigger stage.
Who's to say that they're all going to be on the same brand though? Like, I would really be
Yeah,
shocked if they put
yeah,
all
that's the
three
thing.
guys
That's
on
the
the same
thing.
brand. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's WWE. They have too much on the line to not do this match. Reading, um, I was just reading a blog article, whatever you want to call it, about the Shield, and because at Money in the Bank, all three guys
we're
held the
champions.
championship at some point in time, and they were talking about how interesting that night was because it was the culmination of everything that WWE has been building for the last few years.
It
Because
very much was.
if you look at when the Shield, since the Shield debuted, it was very clear that the narrative of WWE was being built around these three guys, that trio.
Oh,
So you could say that Roman Reigns being suspended, like we don't know now, we don't
yeah,
know
we don't
if,
know what he did.
we
We
don't
don't
know
know
what
what
he
he.
did, but that doesn't change the fact that him being gone for 30 days is going to have an impact. It happening at this specific time when something that WWE has been building up for years is about to
Yep.
happen right now, that impact is going to be huge. And we aren't even going to know because, like I said, we don't live in that alternate universe where we can see, okay, well, if he didn't get suspended,
And
what could have happened? Like, we don't even know the full scope of
yeah,
how this
we
injury,
don't.
I mean, how this suspension is going to affect
Yeah,
him.
again, like we don't know like what did he take. We don't know like what he did or how he got into that situation to begin with. By the way, credit to OK Faye because I think it was either him or somebody else who said this. If I'm not really sure, when you said that they're centering around the three guys, he pretty much said that like they're gonna be the John Cena, Triple H, and Randy Orton for at least like the next 10 years because it's a situation where the title's gonna circle around those three, but they'll at least be like put into like big major feuds when it comes to that championship. And when I heard that made a lot of sense. And yes, WWE really wants to make this all about those three guys. And yes, that's great business sense. I mean, but
I
yeah,
mean, not now.
yeah, like not right now, but yeah. But just to put a cap on this whole Roman Reigns thing, again, I give props to the guy. Like, here's the thing: you might find this weird. I hope you get it. I wasn't really. Remember, I was never really like a big Roman Reigns guy. I just like the
Hmm.
guy. Not only do I like him, but I also have respect for him.
Hmm.
So yeah, big props to him. And hopefully WWE figures out a way, because I don't see how you build towards a three-way with just two people. I don't see that. And plus, when you do that, does that makes the match so insignificant? It
Mm-hmm.
really does make it so insignificant if Roman Reigns just shows up out of the blue and he's back in with no build.
Yeah, and the thing is, because I know a lot of people they love to hate on Roman Reigns, and they're like, okay, yeah, we're getting a break from this guy. As great as some people may think that Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose are, it's still gonna the build is still gonna be affected with him not being there. At this point, before we move on to our next topic, I want to let you all know that we are doing calls tonight. Feel free to go ahead and call in. The number is on the screen right now. And if you're listening to this on Blog Talk Radio, the number is 347-857-2401. Again, the call in number is 347-857-2401. Up next, you wanted to talk a little bit about Sasha Banks
Yes.
in the women's division in WWE. Shoot.
Well, I mean, I heard you guys pretty much buy Sasha Banks' return from Monday Night Raw, specifically for the fact that it was just her, the fact that she's back, and now we have a little bit of spark in this women's division. I get that part,
Go ahead, ruin
but
it. Go ahead, ruin it. I hear that
I'm
spark
not.
coming.
But it's like, yes, it's glad to see Sasha Banks back, but it's a situation where, and I think I told you guys this a couple of months ago, like with Sasha being off of TV for so long, and granted, like we know that she was going through some concussion issues, like most of that time, but even when she came back,
Not even most. Not
a
even
lot of the
most.
time,
No, not even a lot of the time. For a slice of the time she was going through concussion stuff. But like I said on PWF Empire Live, before she was injured, she was
yeah,
off
she
TV, and after she recovered, she was off TV too. So
but the thing is, it's like you do that, and when you have Sasha Banks making her in-ring return on a show like Main Event and like being on Superstars and stuff on a show where not a lot of people watch, that doesn't do anything for her character. That doesn't do anything for her build, and for her to just show up out of the blue. And while I am glad to see Sasha Banks back, you got to look at it from like, how does she insert herself in the title picture just by showing up and whooping ass?
you want to know why? It's because
But
WWE books for the crowd. So and
you don't cater to the house.
well, hey, that's what they're doing. And as much as I love Sasha Banks, I understand that even going into WrestleMania, Becky Lynch, we've had leaps and bounds more time finding
Oh, her
out who
stock's gone
Becky
down.
Lynch is. No,
Her
but
stock's gone down.
it has. But going into WrestleMania, like that build that she had for the Royal Rumble, there
And
was
I
a point in
told you
time.
guys this would happen. I
There,
told you guys this would happen.
hold on. There was a point in time where Becky Lynch was the best babyface, the
Oh
best
yeah.
protagonist on WWE TV. Period. I didn't say the best female protagonist. I said the best protagonist. Period. We got an opportunity to see Becky Lynch go on a journey. That has yet to happen for Sasha Banks. It didn't happen. As much as a fan of Sasha Banks I am, I have to admit it didn't happen before WrestleMania, and it didn't happen before her returning on Monday Night Raw. What WWE is doing is booking for the crowd. And I said this on PWF Empire Live. The creative team is admitting that they suck. They would rather keep her off TV, let the anticipation build up for Sasha Banks, because they know that people are going to be like, well, where the hell is Sasha? I want Sasha on TV. Where's Sasha? I want to see Sasha. I want to see Sasha. Then when she comes back, her overness is like artificially inflated, and people go crazy for her because they haven't seen her for so long. And that is how WWE builds her character. That is what she's going to live off of in this feud. And for me, being as big a Sasha Banks fan as I am, seeing her go on a journey in NXT, it's great that they're pushing her, but it still sucks because I want to know who she is. I want to follow her on a journey.
And the funny thing is, it's like you can take it, like when it comes to certain stars, they can take them off and like build towards their return. There are certain situations to where like if it benefits them, like imagine if we like Randy Orton. Remember how much we didn't see him as much last year?
Mm-hmm.
And when he came back, it felt like somewhat of a big deal. And remember when John Cena, granted he was injured, but remember like the time that he took off when he came back,
Mm-hmm.
it felt special. They're able to do that, but it's like Sasha Banks doesn't need that type of booking right now. Is the thing,
Mm-hmm. Like
and it's
they
like
need to do some character building with her.
yes, because this may sound weird, but simply calling yourself the boss is just not enough. Like it's not enough. It really isn't when you look at the grand scheme of things.
See, well, it's enough for some people, and the reason being is because, like, I guess, shit, I've always said I'm on an island by myself, but I guess you're on that island too. There are a lot of folks, they don't care about character development, they don't care about
Exactly.
storylines and journeys or anything like that. Like, them simply seeing her on TV and maybe even living off of the reputation that she created in NXT, they're fine with that. But I don't. It's weird how I approach the relationship between NXT and WWE. Even though I watch both, I understand that there are a lot of
You
people
gotta
out there
separate them.
that don't. Yeah, you have to separate them, and you have to reintroduce those characters on the main roster, and you have to tell like an origin story over again.
Hmm.
And it may suck, and you may have like the standard, okay, well, you should have watched
Oh
NXT, and
yeah.
we're gonna assume that you know who this person is, but you can't do that. Like, even if that was the case, character development, that's a continual process. Like,
You
that
wanna
that never ends.
you wanna talk about character? Yeah, like
Okay, I guess we have somebody
character
else on the
development.
island too, Drago Lair. Three people out of the
Yeah.
millions of wrestling fans, but I'm still fighting the good fight. I'm not giving up.
Well, yeah. Welcome back. I mean, yes, like I said, it's great to see Sasha Banks back. Like it really is, but it's just like that. They have to somehow build her up towards a title match, which they probably could have done even when she was off TV. They probably could have done something because that's what I don't get about WWE sometimes. It's like they can do something, they just choose not to do it. It's like they always have trouble focusing on more than one thing. And more on this women's division. When it comes to Becky Lynch, she just lost to Dana Brooke once again tonight on
That
SmackDown,
disgusts me.
and I'm
It
like Dana
disgusts me.
Brooke. For all intents and purposes, granted, she came up with Emma, but even when with Emma, I still said, why is Dana Brooke here? Because I still say it's like she has not developed it. Her character was not developed enough in NXT. She still needed to be down there, but yet she's already on the main roster for some reason, still with Charlotte, and now she's beating Becky Lynch for like the third straight time. Like seriously, what does that do for Dana Brooke necessarily, and what does that do for? It doesn't do anything for Becky Lynch, especially with Natalia turning heel. Like seriously, it's like what is up with this division? It's like sure, it's like nobody has a defined character. Nobody,
I mean,
not at
Charlotte has a defined character. Like, and this is something that I think Evan said. He said that there's been no changes from the time where WWE changed over from the Divas division to the Women's division. There have been changes. I haven't liked any of them, but
yeah,
there have been changes. Like Charlotte, she is booked. I can't say well booked, but
yeah.
I can tell that they put effort into booking her.
Oh
It
yeah, they have
sucks,
faith in
and
her.
I fucking hate her character, and she shouldn't have won the championship at WrestleMania. But they're booking her. I guess for whatever that's worth. It's just I don't like any of it.
For anybody out there that was not big on Nikki Bella's title reign last year, look where we're at now without her. I'm just gonna put look where we're at now.
God.
Yeah, yeah, like this division, Jay. I think we've talked about this off air on how the NXT women's division is in a rebuilding stage.
Yeah.
This doesn't even feel like a rebuilding stage. This is just like we don't know what to do with these women.
And speaking of NXT and their rebuilding phase, you catch. I
Oh, I
apologize
saw
for
it.
asking
Yeah,
you
don't
that
don't even
question.
say.
I
Yeah, don't.
apologize for asking you. That segment with
Carmella,
Carmella
and
and Alexa Bliss.
that was
I
the
fuck,
best work they had
I
done.
love that segment. I loved it because it shows that. even though you can look at it and say they're nowhere near being ready for the women's championship, the
Oh yeah.
fact that that is still their goal and they're talking about that, and it's
Mm-hmm.
two people fighting over the possibility of a number one
And they could,
contendership.
yeah,
Like you
that
see
they could
people on the
bounce the
main
title.
roster when the subject of a number one contenders match comes up, all of a sudden they care. No one has mentioned anything about a damn number one contenders match, but they're
Yeah.
fighting over the possibility of maybe being number
Mm-hmm.
one contenders. And I love that because it gives you purpose to being on the roster. You may not be in that top tier quite yet, but as long as you have your ambitions set to get there one
Mm-hmm.
day, then that means a lot. And I really like that segment with those two. How they're developing together and
Oh
being on
yeah,
the
oh
up
yeah,
and up together.
absolutely. Absolutely. Real quick before we get into the whole pay per view thing, if that's next, let's actually I actually wanted to go over a little bit of NXT coverage from last night because I actually thought last night's edition was interesting because
I
it
got a
was an
question for
episode.
you though. Before you get
What's up?
there, did you see that power bomb that
Oh
Nia
yes,
Jax gave to Liv
she needs.
Morgan?
That's her finisher. That needs to be her finisher right there.
Are you seeing the impact now? Because that was some damn
I'm se-
impact.
I'm seeing it. Believe me, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing
Okay,
it.
okay. Because remember we had this conversation when we were
Oh
talking
yeah,
about Nia Jackson. You were saying you can't feel her moves.
I
Like,
felt it then.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
that
I
was that
got it.
was really good. And another thing, a point in favor for NXT. You remember Corey Graves? He was talking about the evolution of Nia Jax. He was talking
Yeah.
about the development, and that's basically his way of saying, yeah, when she had that match with Bailey, she fucking sucked, but she's improved. And I said in my review of NXT Takeover London, I hope that they tell a story for Nia Jax that she's improving and she's developing. And lo
Yeah.
and behold, they actually have. So major props to Nia
Corey,
Jax and the way in which they're handling her character.
Corey Graves and again, Corey Graves and Tom Phillips, those guys just work like they seriously
I
just
love them.
work. I don't ever get tired of listening to them ever. I really don't. And the way Corey Graves, he just goes on and like he kind of teases Tom Phillips a bit. Like it's funny. Like seriously, they are funny guys and they call the freaking action and they're professionals. So that's even awesome.
Okay, so what were you going to say about NXT now?
I felt last night's episode was interesting because I think you got that same vibe too. Like, not a lot happened. Like honestly, this was an episode that you can miss, and the only thing you would miss was the announcement that Balor versus Nakamura is in 3 weeks, which I actually like that they're doing it on television. I
Yeah,
like
that's
that
nice.
because again, if you want eyeballs on that show, you put it on there. And plus, I think this is the first time since like late 2013 that NXT is actually getting like a match this big on a televised that's not been on tape because they've always relied on those takeovers. So it's good to see that they're showing that their show still matters.
Yeah.
That's what I like. Like, did you see Austin Aries turn heel?
Yes, I did see that. That was so friggin' funny because he was going all in with the dancing and stuff.
Interesting direction that they have with him because not really much has happened to him since Takeover the End, and I just hope he doesn't get lost in the shuffle. But this heel turn is definitely what he needed because it's like you can tell he screams heel. Like this doesn't scream good
Yeah.
guy. He just screams bad guy, and plus the crowd already hates him, so it's like organically. I need to know your thoughts on No Way Jose.
It's funny you ask me that question. I don't hate him,
Yeah.
but for some reason, like I fast forward through all of his matches.
Yes.
I've never seen a full match from him. No, I saw the first one. I saw it, and then I made a decision like, okay, I'm gonna fast forward through this. And because like I'm famous for telling people I watch everything. When people talk about, oh yeah, this match, this is
Yeah.
a bathroom break, and I'm like, I don't do that. Like I use the damn bathroom before the pay per view, okay? But yeah, like I fast forward through his matches, and it's like I'm honestly telling you, I would have no problem admitting if I did. I don't hate him. It's just I don't, for some reason
Yeah.
I don't feel compelled to watch his matches. But I mean, if it's
Yeah.
him versus Austin Aries, I'll watch that.
he makes him look. He makes Austin Aries look small. Like, did you see how big he was compared to Aries?
Yeah.
He's a big deal. Oh, last note, real quick. Ty Dillinger.
I was thinking that that guy was going to get a win. I was like, oh shit, are
That
they
was
finally
actually a
about to do
little
something with my boy? And he lost.
like seriously. It's like you think that. Do you think they're telling a story with him?
I
Because
think
they
so.
have to be doing
They
something.
have to
They
be.
have to be doing something.
Yeah. Because this wasn't a regular loss where it's like, because have we
No,
seen the guy that he faced before? Or was this
heck
like his.
no.
Okay, so they're definitely telling a story because they're not going to have him lose to some
Yeah.
no name dude and it not be a story behind it. Because they've
I
used him
I
as
tell
an
you,
enhancement talent before, but it's been more so about his opponent. This
yeah.
time around, I think it was about him. So, even if that is a loss,
I like
I'll
that.
take
I
a
like that
story.
though.
Yeah, me too.
I like it because I think you and I have said like Ty Dillinger, he serves his purpose very well.
Hmm.
So I think it's good that he's got they I think they do see something there. So it's gonna be very interesting to see where do they go with them from here because he's got a perfect 10 gimmick and he just makes it work. And Corey Graves, one of the most hilarious comments I've ever heard on commentary. Ty Dillinger dropped from a 10 to a 5. Yeah.
Okay, Julian is saying he's not a no name. He's Oni Lorkin. Well, with a name like Oni Lorkin, he should be no name.
I
But
mean, we had Dolph Ziggler and we what? Oh, Cassius Ono, remember that guy?
yeah.
Yeah, we had those names. So right now he's at the top of the list.
Uh, okay, so now let's talk about this news. From Wrestling Inc. Major WWE pay per view changes revealed for the upcoming WWE brand extension. And the story reads as follows. We recently reported how WWE was apparently bringing back the WCW Clash of the Champions name for TV specials and other merchandising. We also reported how there were plans to do brand specific pay per view events after the upcoming brand extension. According to a user on Reddit, WWE will indeed be bringing back the Clash name to use as a Raw branded pay per view event.
Hmm.
The user also leaked the pay per view calendar for the rest of the year. So, to break it all down, and this is, of course, a rumor at this point,
Yeah.
apparently there are going to be two pay per views a month, one for Raw, one for SmackDown, and then the big four will be joint shows. Um,
Okay.
what are you thinking about this? I'm
I'm
having mixed
thinking too
feelings.
much wrestling. That's one, and also I'm thinking, how in the world is WWE gonna pull this off when the roster is about as thin as it can get right now? Like I'm still wondering, like how are they gonna pull off this brand split? Because it's so weird because it's like I like the concept. I like the concept of the idea because that way you make both shows important. But it's like really until we know after this draft we're gonna see how it goes. But as far as like right now, them bringing back, I think one of the papers that they were actually gonna bring back was Backlash, No Mercy,
Hmm.
and Roadblock. Honestly, if you want me to get on board with this, bring back freaking Armageddon.
I do like that name. I love the name
bring,
Armageddon.
yeah,
But
bring that back.
no matter what you call the pay per views, like this is a lot of wrestling. But the thing is, just take a look at Money in the Bank,
Oh
where
yes,
you had what three
five.
matches?
Yeah, three matches that nobody cared about.
No, no, wait a minute. Three matches that people were excited for: the Money in the
Yeah,
Bank, Cena versus AJ, and then Reigns versus Rollins, and then the rest of the card was a hot ass
yeah.
motherfucking mess.
Yeah, three. Yeah, three for plus another one plus another one. And me that remind you about two of them were in between. Well, actually, no, one of them was in between the ladder match and the main event. And it's like if you can't put effort into like when you have a full roster like this and you
Yes.
can't even put effort into like making just one show great and having trying to help get people over on that one
Mm-hmm.
major show, then how in the world are you gonna do that when you split the
Split
roster
the
with
roster in
two different pay per
half,
views?
and then you have to imagine like they have to fill that time on the pay per view
It's
some way
filler.
somehow, and you have to wonder like what takes that spot if we're having 3 hour shows for half the roster. What fills that spot? What's taking those places on the pay per view cards? And you look, hell, we just said it. You couldn't even do that with a full roster. How do you
Nope.
expect to do it with half? And
Well, remember, Jay, like the original, like, and correct again, somebody who had said this. The brand split was originally it got the concept was brought up because it was originally made to help more people get over.
mm-hmm.
So it's like, but again, it's like, Jay, I think the thing is when it comes to like Vince and everybody else, the top WWE officials, I think they've just been so reliant. I've always thought this of like the CM. Never mind. The
Thank you.
the John Cena's, the Randy Ortons, the Triple H's, the Edges, the Undertakers, the Randy
I like how that
Ortons,
was the first name you were gonna say.
yeah, the Rey Mysterios, the Big Shows, the Canes. I think that they have just been so reliant on those names that I've just mentioned for so long, and the fact that most of those guys are gone. The only thing you pretty much have left is Cena, Orton, and Triple H. They've been so reliant on these guys for so long, mainly Vince, that he doesn't really like give a chance to some of the guys that could possibly take him and the company through for the next 10 years, which is why you don't see Apollo Crews like get enough character development on either show. You haven't seen Baron Corbin thrive on the main roster. You haven't seen Dana Brooke thrive on the main roster. You haven't seen pretty much any other call up that we've had this year. Even Sami Zayn, just because he's in these big matches, he is not over. I need people to understand, like, he is not over just because he was in those big matches. So it's like if you're having a difficult time with these NXT call-ups and a lot of them still have character development, they still gotta get over with. Then imagine if you put them in a high-profile feud once the brand split happens. How are they gonna fare then?
Mm-hmm. And that's the big thing. The roster doesn't have depth these days, and I see. I want to give WWE the benefit of the doubt and say since they're making a decision like this to split up the pay per views, if these rumors are believed to be true, that they would put in the work to fill those slots with well defined characters
Yeah,
and build those stories and things like that. But once again, what's stopping them from doing it right now?
they're pretty much
What's
just
stopping
again.
them right now?
Yeah, they're pretty much just coasting. Actually, they've been doing this longer, but until that draft happens, they're pretty much just coasting with everybody. Like, imagine if Apollo Crews was on TV for the last like month and a half before he went into the program with Sheamus. How much would that have meant more if they actually saw him get wins, actually saw him develop on Raw instead of Superstars and main event, and he
Mm-hmm.
went in that feud with momentum? So that way, maybe not necessarily defeating Sheamus, but you can play up the fact that this guy's picking up wins. And he got a big win over Sheamus. Like, you mean something more. But when you take a guy like him off for so long, and it goes back to the Sasha Banks thing, when you take somebody off for TV for so long, then if they don't develop themselves enough, then the point where they get back on TV and they're put in high profile feuds with the big guys, it doesn't mean as much.
And I guess with them having separate pay per views, this kind of confirms that there will be two world titles now.
Oh no.
See, that I'm not too. I haven't officially made a
How
decision as
about
to whether I'm going to be pissed off if
what
two world
about
titles come back.
Jay? Here's the thing. I'm a big proponent of tag team wrestling, but even I'm not gonna stand two tag team belts on
See,
two separate
who's to say
brands.
it's going to get that far, though? Who's to say it's going to get that far?
I would hope not. Like, there's a lot. Like, seriously, split pay per views, like titles possibly being split, divisions probably being separate. So, at least this implies interest a lot of interest because WWE, they pretty much put all their eggs in this basket and they got to move forward with it.
All right. So want to remind everyone that we are taking calls for the show 347-857-2401. Again, the number is 347-857-2401. We got a call right now from this is actually from the area code 347. What's up? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
How's it going?
Yeah, from the city as well. And my name is Nasir.
Oh, when you say the city, what city are you talking about?
New York City.
Oh, well, yeah, we just have a 347 area code because this is like Blog Talk Radio's number. I don't live in New York, but hey.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not in North Carolina, so.
I'm all the way in friggin'
Because I saw the
Arizona.
screen. I'm like, okay, these guys are from New York too. All right.
No.
I was like, okay.
Our guy Lucas,
Hey,
he's from New York, but yeah, neither of us is.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you guys are talking about the bracelet and everything. How do you think that? I don't know. I'm pretty excited about the bracelet, but I feel like WWE is gonna kind of mess everything up. I don't know. I don't know if I'm being a little cynical. It's just like they have a history of doing that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm cautiously optimistic. I
Yeah,
guess that's
that's
probably like the same thing that you're feeling right now. But like, I'm excited for all of the possibilities of the brand extension, and it also gives a purpose to SmackDown because I know Cass likes to say SmackDown matters, and it may be a quality show. However, I'm the type of guy like. I'm a wrestling fan, but I don't like to see mindless wrestling. That's why I don't
main
watch
event,
superstars. I
superstars.
don't watch main event. And a lot of what happens on SmackDown is kind of
Inconsequential.
mindless. It's very easy for WWE
Oh,
to
yeah.
just tell stories through Raw and have whatever happens on SmackDown be supplemental. But I like to see stuff that actually matters. And another thing is that this cuts down on the time that the creative teams have for these characters, and you're going to have to use them more intelligently, or at least it provides you the opportunity to use them more intelligently with dedicated creative teams and all that good stuff. So I'm cautiously optimistic, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
honestly,
SmackDown reminds me of just like a big. Oh, you could go.
oh, no, man, my man, go ahead.
Oh yeah, SmackDown kind of just reminds me of like a big indie show, like a big, large independent show with no direction. They just call guys out there to do something, and it's like, go have an okay match, whatever. Do what you do something to get over.
Yeah.
Of course, we won't pay attention because we don't pay attention, but just to have a show. So I don't know. Yeah, I just every time I try to get optimistic about it, I think of them ruining, the Roman Reigns push, them ruining the Summer of Punk, them ruining Brock Lesnar versus Taker last year,
Man, we could be here
them
all
ruining
day.
Nexus. Yeah, it's just like
I don't blame you. I don't
know.
blame you. I don't blame you, man. Like, I think we could sit here and say, like, we definitely do not blame you for being cautious and, like, being a little worried
Yeah.
because, again, you just mentioned it. WWE does have they have had a track record of when they have something good. I mean, I think a biggest example recently was the Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns storyline leading up to Money in the Bank. They had an opportunity to stem off Rollins' return and Reigns being on a good run as champion, and they just chose not to do something. And that's another example. When they don't put effort into making their top guys into storylines, imagine the
Nobody
way that
has any hope.
yeah, like then imagine the way the
Right,
top
right,
guys are gonna
right.
be when the brand split happens. So yeah, it's a tough situation.
Yeah, they're going to be. I hear they're going to split the creative team, so it's going to be like 12, 13, or 14 members on each brand. So hopefully that'll make things better. But
Yeah.
I don't know. But you know what? Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, neither of them are main event guys. I'm telling you that.
Oh yeah,
Now,
they are.
wait.
I don't see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, explain. I'm kind of thrown off a little bit by that.
Oh no, they will not draw a dime. Neither of those guys. I'm telling you that right
What?
now.
Wait, they won't draw.
They don't have it. Yeah, I mean, they don't they don't have the it factor. They don't. They're not money making stars.
Okay,
Oh,
so if you
So
say
yeah,
they're not, in your opinion, if you could look over the roster in WWE and say, okay, well, this is a guy WWE, because we just talked about it earlier on the show. WWE has been building up to what's happening right now. Well, not Roman Reigns getting suspended. Outside of that, they've been building up to making the
right.
Shield the top stars in the company. So I guess you're saying that all of that time that they've invested in getting to the point that they're at right now was a mistake.
Absolutely,
Mm.
hmm.
Okay, looking over the WWE
absolutely. I think
roster, who would you
right.
put? Who's the guy that has the it factor?
Yeah, go ahead.
Dean Ambrose has the it factor. I think Rusev has the it factor. I think
Oh yeah,
uh, yeah, I think AJ has the it factor. I think
definitely.
Kevin Owens has it. Shinsuke.
I
Um,
mean, you,
if I'm looking,
the funny thing
yeah,
is, like that, like dude, like all the names that you just mentioned, I completely agree with you. You also got to think of
yeah,
it from perspective of like how much time are you gonna be able to get out with all of these names? Like with Roman Reigns, definitely Dean Ambrose, and definitely Rollins, you can get at least like they're young. Like you can get like what Randy Orton, John Cena, and Triple H had at WWE for like 10 years or maybe beyond. When it comes to like AJ Nakamura, remember those guys aren't young. Like AJ is
I
like I believe,
know, I know.
but
He's seen his age, I think, actually.
oh
Yeah,
yeah, but it's like sometimes you gotta think long term, but it's like it's weird because it's like you gotta
right.
like put the people that you see fit that'll carry the company moving forward. While you can you could circle around your company with guys like Nakamura and AJ, but it's like you gotta think like long term, and also they had an opportunity to make guys like Rusev, Del Rio, and Sheamus, but they just chose to marginalize them to the point to where if they needed a top heel at that point, they chose not to do them. And another example is Bray Wyatt. Honestly, if Bray Wyatt wasn't
Oh
so
yeah, yeah.
marginalized, I guarantee you he. I get this. If the brand spread does happen, I guarantee you Cesaro would be a top guy on SmackDown. Bray Wyatt would probably be a top guy. Rusev would probably be a top guy. So yeah, it's interesting.
Okay, so what do you see in Dean Ambrose that you don't see in Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns?
Dean has the mic skills, the acting skills, and the believability that I think neither guy has. I think he plays it to his character really well. Whereas when I see Roman, it seems like he doesn't know. They don't, well, the creative team wants him to be a guy that he's not, and it's that white meat baby face guy. He seems like he wants to play the badass character, but when he gets to the ring, he's very quick, he's very athletic, but he does nothing. He does absolutely nothing. Just he goes for some high impact moves that look completely ridiculous. And Rollins, he's a heel who wrestles like a babyface, so he'll never get over as a heel. You know what I mean? And his mic skills, he just seems so. It just seems like he's faking it. Like you can tell.
Robotic.
It just seems like he paid. Yeah, exactly. It seems like he paid $5 to go take some acting lessons, and he went in front of Steven Spielberg and said, "Hey, put me in with your next big film." And they looked at him like, "Okay, why did I hire this guy again? Like, I just don't." Yeah.
What if I was to tell you that if you judge all of the three members of the Shield based off of their wrestling ability, that Dean Ambrose would come in at number 3?
Number 3, you talk about in-ring skills only.
Yeah, move set. You know what they do in the ring. What if I told you Dean Ambrose was number 3? What would be your reaction to that?
As far as in-ring skills only, I would definitely say Seth Rollins is number 1.
There you go.
But I think Ambrose and Roman kind of tie. I think they've really watered down Dean's style lately, and I don't think he's as a in-ring competitor. I see where you're getting at. I don't think he's as good as he needs to be, especially to be a main event star. And I do think Roman is maybe a little bit better, but I don't think he's that much better to say, okay, well, he's number one or he's number two.
Okay.
So I wouldn't disagree with you entirely. Yeah.
That's very interesting, though. What? I don't think I got your name. What's your name?
It's Nasir.
Oh, you actually did say that. I just forgot. Well, thank you, Nasir, for calling in. And
oh yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you for calling in, and I guess I hope to hear from you again.
I'll probably be calling in again eventually.
All right, cool. All right.
Thanks for taking my call.
All right, no problem. Okay, we got one more call on the board. This is from 773. Hello.
Hey, guys.
What's up?
Hello? Hey, what's up?
Okay.
This is Simon Cotton from Chicago.
Simon Cotton from Chicago.
Hey, I think we know somebody else who's from Chicago. Jay, you wanna say his name?
Yeah, Barack Obama.
How you doing tonight, man?
So about with that last, I'm doing pretty good. So what you talking about? Just the brand split and the Roman Reigns suspension for the most part?
Whatever you want to talk about.
All right. Well, the thing about the brand split that everybody needs to remember is the fact that the reason that it happened was because they had this huge influx of superstars from both ECW and WCW. Majority of the stars they have were already established. And when you look at who got to a main event level, it's only like a handful of people.
Mm-hmm. So are you saying like our dreams and hopes and wishes of like, are you trying to kill our hopes right now, basically? Is that what you're doing?
Well,
you're like, all these people you think are going to become stars, think again.
Well, see, let's look at what they did in the last, 3 years of the brand split.
Mm-hmm.
The World Heavyweight title became the Super Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the fact where it was opening shows,
Mm-hmm.
and anybody who held that title, they weren't a legit main eventer. Dolph Ziggler, Mark Henry, Jack Swagger.
Mark Henry's debatable.
No, well, I understand what you're saying though. I looked at Mark Henry as fucking legit, but in WWE's eyes, he always was second fiddle to the WWE Championship.
That's
so
what
I get that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the main thing is, it can be done. I'm not saying that it couldn't be done right, but the creative, like you guys have been saying, the creative team can't get a 3-hour show right on. So what makes me think they're going to get 2 shows right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's so like again, it's just like we want to be very optimistic when it comes to WWE, but it's like at the same time we gotta be like very careful because remember, before anything about this was announced, like before we heard that SmackDown was going live on Tuesdays, before we heard that Jack could be coming, a lot of people were rumoring and wanting to bring back the brand split. So it's like and it's also another thing like where they want it, but now we're sure that we don't want it. Like I was one of the people that were thinking like the brand split doesn't need to happen because one, their roster is just not big enough. It's just the fact that they haven't done pretty much since 2012. I think it's been rare to see like any person on that roster like truly get over. Like we still wonder how Heath Slater of all people is still here and not on the release list. Like I'm still wondering like why is this guy here? But it's like
he's been waiting on the brand split, man. He's gonna break out. Heath Slater is gonna be top star on whatever brand he goes to. This is his big moment.
Yeah, not to mention the fact that like when you have both Raw and SmackDown split, again, we gotta hope they don't fall into this trap again of how Raw is more important than SmackDown when this brand split does happen. But it might be the opposite this time because it might be SmackDown getting all the glory and Raw now becoming second best. So it's like, again, I said this before, it's like they have a problem of focusing on more than one thing.
You know what? I want to be in a position where we argue about it every week. The best for us is going to be us arguing every week about which show is better.
SmackDown.
How can you say that when you don't even know?
I've been catering to you guys, and you need to be watching SmackDown.
No, I'm talking about after the brand split.
No, it's always been the A show. It's always been the A show.
You don't know. You don't even know who's gonna be on the roster.
It doesn't matter. It's always been the A show. Even in 2011, 2008, 2009, 2000, definitely in 03 and 02, it was the A show.
Okay. Well, 2016.
Well, if they keep it at 2 hours.
Oh, that's another thing. Hey, have you heard anything that on how SmackDown could possibly be going 3 hours, or is that still going on?
I've had nightmares about it. Yeah, but I don't know. In that situation, hey, maybe SmackDown does get the edge. 2 hours. That sounds very appealing.
Yeah.
All right. Any more questions or comments?
Well, about the Roman Reigns suspension, do you think they should take him out of the match because of him getting suspended?
I said, well, Jay, they can't. But like I said, my man, I said this earlier, and I'm gonna say it again. If it was me, he'd be out of it because you have to set an example for the locker room. Because for me, it's a big guy, literally, who is in the main event spotlight right now, and they're trying to push him forward as one of the top guys moving forward for like the next 5 or 10 years in the company. Even though this could have been small, there needs to be an example set, I would see, for the guys in the back to be like, yes, he may not, and I'm going to credit Evan on this, he only got like a small suspension for 30 days, but he has to be taken out of that main event because it even goes back to the storyline perspective. How are you going to build towards a 3-way match if you only have 2 of the people building towards it, and then all of a sudden Roman Reigns shows up? So, yes, I take him out of it just to set an example.
But on the flip side of that, this will be basically them messing up a match that pretty much every fans have been talking about ever since the Shield broke up.
And
since they got real popular.
Mm-hmm.
And the main thing about it for me is, I think they should punish him like later on for it because maybe it's just me, but I'm really not that interested in seeing another Dean Ambrose Seth Rollins match.
Lord knows.
You know what it does? We are right there with you.
I like them both, but no, I'll pass.
Yeah, the Lumberjack match in 2013, I mean, in 2014 wasn't that good. I mean, the Elimination Chamber match wasn't that good. Honestly, the best matchup they had was that Falls
Hell in a Cell.
That wasn't even good in my opinion.
Hell in a Cell. It was better than their ladder match.
Oh yes, that was the longest ass ladder match I've ever witnessed.
Oh God!
I don't even think they did anything with the ladder in that match that I remember.
No, they did
hit one power bomb.
Yeah, like they only used like that one ladder, that one ladder that was in the ring, that was outside the ring, and that was it.
Oh God!
Alrighty, what was that?
What were you saying?
Did you have another
question?
question?
Yeah, in my opinion, they. Like I talked about earlier about the 2 world titles, do you think they're gonna bring them back with this brand split, or should they just have the one champion on 2 shows thing?
I would like to see 2 titles work. And I know we were talking about the Super Intercontinental title. That was the brand extension for the last few years. It wasn't even really a brand extension at all. It kind of just like faded away. With them, to make this brand extension work, they need a hard split down the middle. I understand, joint big four pay-per-views, but if they have a hard split down the middle, and don't make decisions for fans. Let us make the decisions. Let us watch SmackDown, let us watch Raw, and then we decide which one is better. Like, I don't want WWE deciding for us whether, okay, well, we're going to put the WWE Championship as a top title, and then the World Heavyweight Championship, that's automatically going to be number 2. Let us decide. Let everybody go out there and have the same opportunity at achieving greatness, and then, put the decision in our hands as to which one is ranked above the other.
Yeah, and bring back bragging rights. Then we'll definitely see.
No.
What's better.
You sure?
I hate those four. Like, if you're gonna have a war between the two brands, don't. And this is something I hate that WWE does. They always corporatize everything. They want to brand everything. With Hell in a Cell, that's supposed to occur naturally. With TLC matches, occur naturally and organically. Like, if we're gonna
Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, I understand that one. I understand Elimination Chamber because it's not forcing like one feud into it.
It's forcing a bunch of them.
Yeah, well, that it could possibly work, and plus, it was a nice little it was something nice to throw in there to deliver a possible wrinkle to the plans for WrestleMania and have.
Yeah, that one makes sense.
Yeah, I like that, but I hate how they corporatize things. Like, if you're gonna have a war between the two brands, let it occur organically, because I think that that's more fun to follow, and it has a potential to be something greater than that damn trophy that they carried around for like a week and then forgot about.
I just liked the fact that I got to see. I just like the fact that I did get to see the two brands go at. Honestly, if you think about it, the only time that really worked was that Survivor Series match in 05. That was like the only time like the brand versus brand thing worked.
Yeah, for the most part.
Alrighty, well, thank you for calling in all the way from Chicago.
Illinois, where my man CM Punk is from.
No, Barack Obama. That's what we're going with here. Okay? All right, thanks for calling in.
Well,
thanks, man.
No problem.
We have a call next up here from 414. What's up?
Hello?
Hey.
How's it going?
Hey, I just wanted to ask. I wanted to ask your if they do have like both brands on one pay-per-view, how would you guys deal with the having if they have two world titles, and how would you put as the main event, because there only could be one?
See, I think that that's a question that would be difficult for me to answer right now, because I don't want to automatically say, okay, well, this title gets the main event, or that title gets the main event. That would be, I guess it would depend on like the ending of the matches, because I know sometimes WWE likes to end the pay-per-view in a swerve, some kind of twist, or sometimes they like to end the pay-per-views with the babyface winning and things like that. So I think it should be handled by a case-by-case basis.
Honestly, if you think about it, like the way that when the brand split was still in effect, like back in 09, I remember seeing Jeff Hardy and CM Punk main event Night of Champions, and they were on the SmackDown brand, while you had Randy Orton, Triple H, and John Cena battle in a triple threat match in the middle of this show for the WWE title on the Raw brand. So I think sometimes it also depends on not only just the world title, but also which feud is bigger going into that pay-per-view. Because CM Punk and, yes, I said it again, Jay, CM Punk.
God, I cannot escape it.
and Jeff Hardy, they were like, I was enjoying their feud more than all the stuff that was going on between Triple H, Randy Orton, and John Cena, because we had already seen that before. So sometimes I feel as it depends on the feud for that title it's going in. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I honestly don't know what to say about it either.
Because I think, especially if they make a new title for SmackDown, if they really want to, make, to show people that, because I think people are going to default, like, oh yeah, of course, the Raw title, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, of course, that's that's the big title. So I feel like to show people like yeah, the SmackDown's very just as big as the other title. I feel like maybe like
They have to get
if they
that
do have
spot
same
for a
pay
few months.
yeah,
I can
that's what I
understand
feel
that.
like and I heard like some people saying like for like design looks, like people were saying that it'll probably look the same, but then like the leather will be like red and blue.
Red and blue.
No, they
How
gotta
would you?
keep black. They gotta keep black.
Yeah, that has to stay. Like I'm still
Yeah, I
trying
draw
to
the
get
line
over.
right there.
I'm still trying to get over that women's championship from WrestleMania, but that's just me.
I'm still trying to get over who won that women's championship at WrestleMania.
Wait, honestly, you know what's funny? Maybe they don't even like need a world. Maybe they don't even like two world titles. Like I remember, again. I love SmackDown '03. I remember at one point, it's so weird because Jay, like I'm gonna bring a little bit of Lucha Underground into this. I think remember like sometimes last year like they had a world title, but it wouldn't always main event their hour show.
Mm-hmm.
They will always like have like the little trios championships because that's how they treat those titles the same way. I
Mm-hmm.
remember when SmackDown had the Cruiserweight Championship, sometimes that would always main event SmackDown because they sort of treated it on the same level and also the people that they had in that division. So sometimes it does depend, not just the title, not just the feud, but also how important the people are.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that that's something they could do even with a second world title. Like they don't have to like it shouldn't be a situation where it's like either or. Like we could get a world title or we can main event other titles like they do in NXT. We've talked about this before. Like a few months ago, there was a point in time where for like 4 weeks in a row, you had a
Yeah,
different
championship.
championship main eventing the episode. The women's championship, the NXT championship, the tag championship, and then it was like a repeat of one of the other ones. But 4 weeks in a row, different championships main eventing, and I think that that's great. Like they really need to enhance their divisions in WWE, and I would love it. Even with a second world title, you get to a point where the women's championship can main event, the tag team championship can main event, one of the mid card titles can main event. It's gonna be a tough road getting there,
Very tough.
but shit, they gotta put in all of the work because they still have work that they need to do, in other places. So go for a complete overhaul, do it all.
You guys brought up like superstars that you think are gonna become bigger for the brand split. I want to hear your thoughts on Dolph Ziggler's chances.
I'm giving up. Sorry.
I'm not even comment.
See,
I'm not
back
even-
in 2000, at the end of 2014, I was riding hard for Dolph Ziggler. I was like, 2015 is going to be the biggest year in this dude's career. He's finally made it.
Sure, I was with him when he was going on that whole United States champion, Intercontinental champion run. So I had already given up then after those, and when 2014, I was like, maybe, just maybe.
When I tell you the Dolph Ziggler at the end of 2014, one of the biggest missed opportunities for WWE, my God, I fucking loved that guy's character back then. But it just fell apart last year, and like it fell apart so badly that every time I see Dolph Ziggler, I'm like scarred. So I can't put any more hope in Dolph Ziggler. I'm sorry, I can't.
So there's not. You don't think that's a possibility?
I don't even want to consider it. I'm scarred. You're bringing up bad memories for me right now. We have Julian in the chat saying people still like Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, they hear you. They hear you. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
isn't that what he says every time when he comes out?
They hear you.
Apparently they don't, because the guy isn't doing much.
What about I'm forgetting Zack Ryder. He had a weird.
Just keep bringing out these names. Like I'm just waiting. Like I just want to hear the rest of these names.
Pass.
2011, he hit his mark. 2011, he hit his mark for me.
Well, I mean, a lot of people were excited when he won at WrestleMania.
Yes, and I think I took a picture of myself in the crowd when he won. Like, what the fuck just happened? And people were like, "Let him have his moment." Yeah, and that he had the championship for a moment, and
Yeah.
you blinked and
Yeah, but that proves that if people were to get excited, like in the brand split, you can have a longer moment.
I could see that.
People would be behind it.
I can actually say because I did say that, like, I think if the brand split did happen and if Ryder was put in more of a important position, I think he could. I think I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it to this one. I think he could if the brand split does happen. Because like I said, I'm thinking. I do firmly believe that Rusev could be a top guy. Cesaro would be a top guy. Del Rio could be a top guy once this brand split happens. So yeah, there's a possibility because again, remember it's to help more people get over.
nope.
I mean, and I think a lot of people underestimate what the brand split did. Like, I think a lot of people like forget like a lot of big stars. Probably I can't say for like sure. Oh, this guy wouldn't have been big without the brand split, but like a lot of the big stars probably wouldn't have been that big if
I know
without
for
the
sure
brand
Mark
split.
Henry wouldn't have gotten a world championship reign. So that's one.
You want the one guy? You want the
brand split.
Yeah, you want to know the one guy I always think of that could have been big when the brand split was going on? Mr. Kennedy, if anybody remembers.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
Oh yeah, I heard like a lot of stuff like that he did in the background that cost him a lot of chances.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, remember MVP? MVP. Hey, seriously, like they had some guys like MVP, Matt Hardy, Chris Masters, Shelton Benjamin. Like they had guys back then, and if you look at it, even then, they had a tough time getting over with those guys when the brand split was going down. So,
Do you get like what do you guys think of like any like really big superstars that like really big ones that probably wouldn't have been that big without the brand split?
ooh,
Well, I know Edge wouldn't have as many world titles as he does.
yes, like, and credit to Sean Ross Sapp or from somebody from Wrestling Podcast who said this. I believe it was Rob. Like he mentioned the fact on how there's a reason why we got so many Edge versus Undertaker matches. There was a reason why we got so many John Cena versus Randy Orton matches because that's who Vince believed in at the time. That's who I still think he believes in at the time. Like I'm still waiting to hear Teddy Long say Edge and Randy Orton versus Batista. Edge and Randy Orton versus Batista and Undertaker. I'm still waiting to hear that.
All right,
Because
what were you gonna say?
Because like I think like the Rock and Stone Cold wouldn't have been that big without the brand split, as big as it was.
I think Triple H probably won back then.
Well,
Triple H.
Hello.
I said like I think the Rock and Stone Cold feud, I think it wouldn't have been as big without the brand split.
Wait, they were in WWE during the brand split?
I don't think WWF at the time wasn't really in the brand split
Yeah, they weren't.
at that
I
point.
don't think they were in the brand
Really?
split at that time. No.
Yeah, because the brand extension really didn't happen till 2002.
Oh.
But
Yeah, and
but
they
you
were like on their way out by that time.
now that was when SmackDown wasn't the A show. I'll give I'll give him right there.
Well, alrighty, man.
Yeah, I'm more of a smack.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
What were you gonna say? Then we're gonna have to go to another call because we're wrapping it.
Okay. I was always more of a SmackDown guy.
There you go. There you go. There you go, man. I want you to keep this trending. Hashtag SmackDown matters.
All right, thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I'm telling you, Jay. It's catching along.
We got a call from 803. What's up?
Hey guys, it's Drago from South Carolina.
What's up, man?
South Kakalaki, I like it.
You're from South Carolina, right? No, you're from North Carolina.
North Kakalaki, damn it.
You guys
Anyways,
have like a
I wanted
rivalry
to
going on
correct
or
y'all just
anything?
a little bit. Say what?
Does South Carolina and North Carolina have like a rivalry or anything? I'm trying to instigate.
No.
Okay.
No, no, we don't.
No, not necessarily.
Oh, as you
Because both of us are in the same boat. We got shitty people running the state.
Okay. I don't know who I know about Nikki Haley. I don't know who the governor of North Carolina is.
Anyway.
Yeah, getting all into politics now.
Don't
Okay, what
remind
were
me
you
about
calling
Nikki.
in for?
I was calling to tell y'all just a little bit that the brand split did happen back then. It originally started in 1999 because that was a little bit after they bought out WCW, and they had 3 shows worth of rosters, so they were a tad bit too large. So then they created SmackDown, and they split the guys up.
Well, that wasn't a brand split though. Like I know they created SmackDown a few years before WCW went out of business, but like back then it wasn't a brand split though.
No, not like official brand split. The only time that SmackDown really became like official brand split was like when you said is in 2002, but
Yeah.
but that's when it like SmackDown really started to matter was in 2002.
Yeah.
Somebody saying hashtag push North Carolina.
Thank you. Thank you.
The funny thing about it is I actually commute between Columbia and Charlotte because I'm an audio engineer inside a studio.
Okay.
Sounds cool.
But-
Isn't that something like what you're involved with, Cass? I remember you saying.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can now edit and produce audio and video. So yeah, that's what I'm into.
Man, we got to put you to work.
Yeah.
You wanted to say something else about the brand
Also,
split?
have you guys been keeping up with Lucha Underground?
I need, dude, like, you
gotta
have
catch
no idea. Yes, I'm with him. Like, I have so many. Like, I'm just hearing that Prince Puma versus Rey Mysterio is happening for Ultima Lucha 2.
Yeah, the promo, they actually had Prince Puma come down to the ring and give out a promo, and he was speaking very fluent English. I was like, wow.
Wait,
I
he
didn't know he could
spoke?
speak English.
Damn. I
Ricochet spoke?
Yeah, he spoke. He spoke. Prince Puma spoke.
Was this the first time, or has he? Because I'm way behind.
No, it's the first time It was the first time. I mean, he's spoken the promos, but he's never
Yeah.
spoken the ring before.
Mm-hmm.
I think the last time he came down to the ring was when he was the Lucha Underground champion, like he was about to speak, but then he got interrupted.
Yep, I remember.
Let me
that.
tell you something. This was the last time I watched Lucha Underground. The last one I watched was when Prince Puma and Pentagon Jr. main evented. And I think that was back in March.
I don't even think I've seen that one yet.
Check it out.
I think that was the start of this season that they're on right now, which is about to end.
I gotta catch up.
Yeah, actually, check out. I did see these series of matches between King Cuerno and Phoenix. Check out their last Luchador standing match, and definitely check out their ladder match. Those matches were good.
Oh yes, they were awesome. And speaking of King Cuerno, you know he wants to make the jump to WWE.
I would love that because he's actually It's funny because he's not really a heel on that show, and dude, I think you might get this. It's not like he's a heel, but it's like he's a badass while doing it. So he comes off like a good guy.
Yeah, like he's not necessarily a bad guy. He's just he's just like more of. No, please don't quote that. But yeah, Yeah, he wants to jump to WWE, even if it means violating his contract, which he's got 6 more years with Lucha Underground.
Oh wow.
Damn.
I don't even know if WWE is going to take him. You know,
I think they would take Prince. I mean, they would definitely take Prince Puma, and
no,
I
I'm
think
saying like
that,
if they get to a point where it's like they could be in some legal trouble,
yeah.
they're not going to take that risk.
You think they would
Yeah,
take
especially
Pentagon
not
Jr.?
Pink Leno.
You think they would take
Pentagon Jr., they did say that he was interested in him. However, he hasn't really responded if he wants to make that
90 seconds.
jump.
See, the thing about that is like I don't know. Like I wouldn't have faith with them to handle that character because they'd get him and then turn him into the fucking Funkasaurus or something like that. It's like you kill.
Yeah, he's
the
too
reason.
good.
You kill the reason for having him there in the first place. It's the friggin' character.
Yeah.
Yeah, WWE doesn't have a real good track record when it comes to their other ethnicities wrestlers. Cause
60 seconds.
Alberto Del Rio wasn't as big as he was in Mexico, but when he comes to WWE, they just
Dude,
change him completely.
Don't even get me started with him when it comes to Al Patron. I want to see him so bad. Yeah.
It's like he just left his intensity as soon as he left Lucha Underground.
All right, do you have any last parting shots? Because we got one more call to go to, and I think we're going to go overtime for a bit just to get this call in.
No, that's oh wait, what do you guys think they're going to do about the women's division? Because it seems like it's not very big right now, and when the brand split happens,
10
they're only going to
seconds.
have what, maybe 3 or 4 females between both shows.
I have no idea what they're going to do.
Me neither.
I wish they would put him on one show. Probably put him on Raw, just because it's a 3-hour show. But yeah, I don't know. I honestly have no idea.
Because it's not like they have a lot of females in NXT in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't think that whatever females they have in NXT is not going to fill in that huge gap that's going to start if they split it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because then when you talk about splitting it up, you have to wonder, okay, are we bringing back 2 titles, and you know what's gonna happen there?
Please don't.
I would like it to be kept on one show.
And if they do split it up, please don't bring back that god awful title.
Maybe that could be the title for the Total Divas, just to keep them away from the important shit. Well, hell, they wouldn't even need that because most of the people on that show don't even wrestle anymore.
Yeah. Oh man.
That title looked like a woman's, like the first tattoo that you regret. That's what that title looked like.
I've always said, like, if you know how Barbie, she has like different careers. Like Barbie is a lawyer or a doctor. Like if they had a professional wrestler Barbie, that would be the title. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for calling in, Drago Lair.
Yeah, thanks, man.
No problem. And hashtag bring back Conn to WWE.
Wait, bring back who?
Karma.
Well, we got Nia Jax to handle
Awesome
that.
Kong.
We got Nia Jax.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Bring them, put them two together. They'll dominate. I swear to God.
That would be interesting, man. Karma versus Nia Jax. All right, we have one call left on the board. 267. What's up?
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, nothing much. Just doing this little show here.
All right. So my question is, well, you know how this brand split's coming up, so I'm asking if there was a title change, like, you know, the show has their own title, who would the superstars be for that?
You mean for like who'd be the champions on each brand?
Yeah, minor and major. Who would you prefer as like let's say the world heavyweight champion for SmackDown?
Oh, honestly, if I had to pick Now, here's the thing. Now, if the Dean Ambrose was the way he's been, but he'd be getting that World Heavyweight Championship automatically. That's just for me if he was on the SmackDown brand. And
Okay.
See, I would put either Kevin Owens or maybe I don't even know. It's hard. Or AJ Styles actually. That'd be a good choice. Get the club involved. Get them the tag team champs.
Samoa
Let them get all
Joe.
the gold. Samoa, okay. You think he's gonna be called up?
Probably not, but
yeah, that's what the NXT Championship's for.
I need Samoa Joe on the main roster because I got plans.
I've been reading
He's
things
got-
where they were saying. I was reading things they were saying that Samoa Joe's not gonna be coming up for a while.
As long as Brock Lesnar is still under contract with WWE and I get my Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe, yeah. If I have to wait a little bit for it, I'm
That's
fine.
That's good. That's good. Another question is, you guys are you guys gonna actually watch the UFC match between Brock Lesnar and Frank Mir? Oh, not Frank Mir. Whoever, Mark Hunt.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not that. I'm not. I'm a casual viewer when it comes to UFC. I don't really dive into it, even though it's real fighting. But I might take a gander.
Yeah.
I might take a gander.
I may watch it. I don't know.
Did you see that the one person they were trying to get from UFC, she declined?
Oh, is it Paige Van Zant?
Yeah. She declined for SummerSlam.
Oh, I heard that they were trying to get her, but I didn't hear the story that she declined. Wow.
Yeah, it was on Bleacher Report. She said she's in a fight mode right now and she can't get distracted.
Didn't she
But,
just come back
it
from
kinda
Dancing
sucks.
with the Stars?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how that works, but my question is if that were to happen, what would she even do? Who would she even fight?
I have no idea.
Heath Slater.
I feel like she'd probably win too,
Yeah, she
since
definitely.
he's
Yeah.
the biggest jobber.
Better yet, give her Bo Dallas.
Yeah, any of those. What are they called?
Eric Rowan.
So-
I mean,
Yeah, I'd like to see her beat up Eric Rowan. That would be good.
What is with this hate that you have with Eric Rowan?
People
Oh,
just no. Back in when they did that Survivor Series match and they had Eric Rowan on the team, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? Like, why are they wasting a spot on this dude?" I wasn't even saying it like I hated the guy or anything, but it was just weird to me. And all of a sudden, all of these Eric Rowan fans came out of the woodwork, talking trash about me because I was talking trash about him. And I'm like, holy shit, where did this come from? And from that point on, it became a thing.
The only thing that you need to know, the only way he gets over these days was that theme song of his. Good theme song, in my
I
opinion.
hated that theme song.
Well, you hated the
I don't think
sheep
it's that
herder?
crazy.
I hate you know the name of it too, man.
It's creepy.
Yeah, sheep herder.
creepy.
I hate it. It sounded like a bluegrass version of Cameron's theme. It's like it had the same
What?
fucking thing, the same fucking theme, but his is just like the bluegrass version.
My whole thing with Eric Rowan is he was fine until that Rock match. Why did they even do that to him? I feel like that just brought the Wyatt family even worse than it already was.
No, the Wyatts, well, they're back. They came back this past Monday Night Raw. Apparently, they're feuding with the New Day. I'm praying this is filler.
You
I'm
like that?
really hoping. No, I'm praying this is
As soon as
filler.
I saw that, I saw that I saw them come out. I was like, I mean, this is kind of weird how two different personalities, but why them? Why does it have to be the New Day? It couldn't have been anybody else. I would have love to see the club versus them. That would have been a good
Oh, yeah.
good
that's-
interesting.
little fight there.
Yeah,
and the thing, this is
Especially with Luke Gallows now. Yeah,
This is the same group that a couple years ago we were saying that was on the same level with the Shield when they clashed.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
yeah. Maybe when they debuted. Not that it's been a while since they've been that good. They're just so booked to lose, and it's just so sad.
Yeah, which is why I'm wondering the dynamic is of why putting them with the New Day is going to do for the Wyatts. Because get this, since Harper's not in there, these 6-man tags are going to be shit.
I haven't even
I don't know.
thought
Eric
about
Rowan might
that
carry
part
it.
of it. We
Oh, they're
actually
going
do
to be
have to
bad.
get to
Eric Rowan's gonna
matches.
carry it.
Okay.
I kind of want to see Bray Wyatt go solo, see what he can do.
It's hard for a character like him to go solo with him being such a charismatic figure and not having followers. Because we
Or
saw
maybe
that
maybe
fair
through
the
the Wyatt
first
family
time.
draft.
The Wyatt family might get drafted. I can
No, I
see
feel like
that.
let them grow, like no more members.
Oh.
They need to
Well,
find a way
that
to
too.
work with
Let's
what
think-
they have. You with 3 fucking giants, if you can't get it right there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if they draft someone? No, not draft. I mean, like, get someone from NXT, someone that's really good from NXT to join them. I can't name it off the top of my head, but
No way, Jose.
no.
Yeah, he's gonna be the
I
final
was
nail
actually
in the
thinking-
coffin for them. Go ahead, get
What if Baron Corbin joined them?
nothing.
No.
He's doing nothing.
I mean, I hate this character like already, so like I don't see him. Just give me a little change.
It's
Baron Corbin has some
It's-
some nice non-mic work, so he'll always get a pass from me.
What is up with them and Dolph Ziggler too? Like he loves getting in that feud. Like, what is up with that? They just won't stop with it.
Jay, you can get into that one. Like, I'm fine.
No, I'll pass. I'm so done with
It was
that.
it was cool the first time, and then like
It wasn't
like
even cool
it's sad
first
that
time.
the last match they had, was a good match, but we've seen it so many times it sucked.
Alrighty. I think we're about to start
Yeah.
wrapping up now. Any last comments?
Other than Jay, if you don't remember this, but back when we used to play in WWE 12 on like Xbox 360, I used to kick your ass all the time.
Wait, what's your name?
But besides that, my name is Jern.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
I used to play you in WWE 12. I remember this because remember that one character. I don't know if you'll remember this, but it was like Sheamus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me.
Wait, what did you say your name was?
Jay. Jern. It's the same thing. I just go by both.
Stadiums.
Whoa, what a friggin' flashback.
Yeah, I know, right? Back then, I played when I was like, what, 14? Now, what, I'm 19, 20?
Man, that is friggin' crazy.
Yeah, it's been real.
So what's the late? Is it WWE 2K16? Do you have that one?
No, I stopped playing. Those games suck now. I stopped playing.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're just telling yourself that because you don't want to get beat down. But yeah.
Oh, is that a challenge? I mean, I can always go
Yeah,
buy it.
because you just came on my damn show and called me out talking about you kicked my ass 4 years ago and I
mean,
can't
I
do
did.
anything about it. Get the game. I want to redeem myself because you just
All right.
called me out in
All right,
front
we'll
of
have a
my
rematch.
people.
Yeah, I did. We'll have a rematch.
Okay, so I gotta find a way to get into contact with you. Like, do you have like Twitter or something?
No, I don't, sadly. But if you want to add me on PlayStation, you can. If we want to do that.
Sure, we could do that.
All right.
What my username is PWTRJ.
All right.
I'm so serious about this.
Okay. I'm serious too.
Man,
This
what
is
a
going to
freaking,
be a great match. You
what
should
a,
get this recorded. Let's put this on YouTube.
yeah, what a fucking flashback this is.
Yeah.
Man,
I know.
thanks for calling in.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right,
We appreciate it, bro.
all right, peace out,
You
man.
too.
And I'm so serious about this. You got to get that game now.
Oh, me too.
I don't know if you want to get
Oh, I
this
will,
one
I
or
will,
wait
don't
for 2K17, but like,
Listen, I'll get both and I'll still kick your ass.
Hold. No, it's going down, man. Yeah. He came in my house, put his feet on my table, said "fuck my couch," everything. Like,
what can I say? I'm not afraid.
PWTRJ, and we're putting this on YouTube. I'm so fucking serious right now.
All right.
It's
Okay,
going
all right.
down. Okay.
It's going down. All right.
All right. Peace out, man.
Peace.
Hold on now. You know
I
what?
gotta get myself.
Oh God, that was fun. That was fun. I'm telling you guys, like you just saw it. That was not planned at all. But we're putting this shit on YouTube, win or lose. I'm putting this on YouTube, and I'm gonna make sure I air this clip just so everybody knows. And you know I'm kicking his ass now too, because he called me out. Then I have to play this for everybody so everybody could hear it, so they know what's going on. So, yeah.
Yeah.
No. All right. Cass, anything more before we head off air?
No, because I gotta mute myself after that one.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you for tuning into the show. We'll be back next week with PWF Empire Live. See, I'm all tongue-tied and everything. I can't even say my own damn website and show name. We'll be back next week with some shows so you guys can check it out. But thank you guys for tuning in, and peace out.
Later days.